Good evening. Tomorrow will be 2 months since the day a North Texas clerk was robbed and shot inside the Garland store.
And while he survived that shooting, he does really wonder if he will ever emotionally get over what happened. Fox 4's James Rose talked to that wounded store clerk today. And James, this is a story people will see only on Fox 4.
Right, Heather and Steve, this clerk is healing from his bullet wounds, but he says the emotional scars of being shot twice while complying with the robber's demands are much deeper.
I've got the range of motion back. I'm still working on the feeling in my fingers.
Jared, who doesn't want us to use his last name, is still recovering physically and emotionally after being shot in the arm and leg during a violent armed robbery on September 2nd at this Dollar General store on Jupiter Road in Garland. 22-year-old Patrick Hooker's been indicted on 2 counts of armed robbery for robbing 2 Garland stores in one day, just 4 hours apart.
He goes in, makes his announcement by firing several rounds into the ceiling and robs them.
Investigators say just hours after robbing and shooting up this Family Dollar store on Kingsley Road in Garland, Hooker goes to rob Jared's store, where it's all caught on video. Jared's only seen this video once and doesn't care to see it again.
I looked over at the door and these 2 guys came in with guns, and they just told me they wanted the safe open, and I told them that I couldn't because of the time delay. So I told them I would open the registers, and they just began firing all around us.
You can see in the video that we released, our victim is doing everything that they ask, and he's still shot.
Why did they shoot you?
Honestly, I don't know. They were shooting all around. The police said there was, I believe, 7 rounds shot.
It only lasted 26 seconds, but Jared is still haunted by the incident.
Pretty much trying to get counseling for everything that's going on right now. Try to get myself back in order and hopefully go back to work soon.
Detectives tracked Hooker down to a San Antonio hotel, and they say he is a very violent and dangerous man.
He was arrested for robbery and got out of prison earlier this year for aggravated robbery. Very easily, and you look at the video, the way they're firing, very easily, this victim could have been killed.
It's nothing just bounce right back to. It really isn't.
Now, investigators say Hooker is the one responsible for shooting Jared, and they say they have strong leads on his accomplice. But if anyone recognizes the other man in the surveillance video, they are urged to call police. Steve?
All right, James, I'm curious how they got Hooker. I mean, they both had masks on, so how'd they get him?
Well, thanks to a viewer's tip. It took them a few days, but they were able to call police and tell them who they believed the thief was, and then police had to do a lot of legwork. They had to gather evidence, and I'm told in this case, investigators recovered the car and the gun Hooker used in these armed robberies, and then even tied the gun to the shell casings from both of those robberies.
Okay, all right. James Rose, live in our Dallas newsroom. Thanks.